Aku mau mau. Aku mau mau pa. E ho mai. E ho mai. E ho mai. E ho mai ka iki mai luna mai. Ona mea huna no awe mele. E ho mai. E ho mai. E ho mai ka iki mai luna mai ona mea huna no awe mele e ho mai e ho mai e ho mai ka iki mai luna mai ona mea huna no awe mele is the AOMI prayer chant. Kakayaka Komamai, good morning. Welcome, Unity of Kona. What an honor it is to be here in beautiful Kailua, Kona, Hawaii, where the weather's always nice and the people are always friendly because we live aloha. So welcome, my name is Jim Carey, or Uncle Jim, as we start our day with a prayer chant of the AOMI, beseeching the Great Spirit and our ancestors for the wisdom. And done in 3 octaves with the AOMI, beseeching the Great Spirit and our ancestors that dwell with the Great Spirit for wisdom. The layers and kauna, meaning of the story, the wisdom stories being told, why they tell the stories to the children, and the stories of our lives that become our stories. By beseeching them and learning from our stories, we never have to repeat them over and over. And every day with Eala A, dawning of a new day, we get another start, another chance to not pick up any grievances or stones, and every day to do better from learning from our past experience. So the AOMI prayer chant, a fitting beginning from coming from Hawaii, and as we continue in this moment and thought of prayer. So let us pray. And as we pause and take a moment to connect with our Creator, the Christ is our divine nature. I am that I am through the Christ. I am the master of every realm of consciousness in my being. Through the Christ, I enter into a full and complete understanding of how to handle all states of consciousness to the glory of my Creator. I am illuminated with the light of the Spirit. I commit to the works of my Creator, and my purpose is established. Every plane of consciousness in me is transformed by the renewing of my mind. Mahalo ke akua, and so it is. Amen. And what an honor it is to be here, sharing with the world a unity message. And as we get started with our service, I'll ask everybody to please stand, do our affirmation, vision, and mission statements together. Affirmation this month, together. I align my mind, heart, and spirit with the truth of my being. And here at Unity, we come together with a vision, a world family of oneness, peace, and love, with our mission to inspire spiritual growth and service through the active practice of love, prayer, faith, joy, and honoring everyone as a child of God. Mahalo keakua, and so it is. And now we'll have our opening song while I got everybody standing. Maybe a couple of singers will join me up here as we do our song for this month, Umbutu. All right.
We're missing quite a few people, so help us.
Umbutu, ha, 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 ha. There is a feeling deep in our hearts. We know that's time for a new start. People around the world have come awake, seeing the problems, all there's at stake. Ha, 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 ha. Ubuntu, ha, 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 ha. Forgiving the past and starting anew. What's good for all and not just a few. There is an answer, there is a way, a message given to us from the old days. Ha, 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 ha. stand tall, working together for the good of all. Ha, 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 ha. Ubuntu, ha, 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 ha. Forgiving the past and starting anew. What's good for all, not just a few. There is an answer, there is a way. A message given to us from the old days. Loving our neighbors and lending a hand. Giving and caring, the true nature of man. We are one, we stand tall, working together for the good of all. We are one, we stand tall, working together for the good of all. Ha, 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 ha. Ubuntu, 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 ha.
Woohoo! Thank you. We got through that pretty good. While we're all standing, let's take a moment here in the sanctuary and just take and greet one another here in the sanctuary. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. If you're joining us online, it's a great time to leave a little message in the comment section as we can greet everybody new and welcome everybody here visiting our service today. So thank you. Give us just a moment as we move forward. As we all come together for the good of all. Ubuntu. Well, thank you for joining us, everybody, here. We got any guests and visitors this morning? I don't see any unfamiliar faces, but it's a beautiful congregation. And everybody joining us online, we want to send it out to you then. Everybody together. Aloha, and God bless you. Thank you for joining us here on a beautiful Sunday morning. And as we move forward into our service, we have first and foremost a few announcements. And I was supposed to tell everybody there's going to be a few refreshments and a little bit of fellowship after service. So please join us and hang out a little bit. There's a board meeting later on after that, but that we'll get to in our further announcements. First and foremost, we are a prayer ministry. So we got the prayer request forms here. They're in the back of the sanctuary, a little wooden box. Drop them into. There's also a wooden box in prayer requests upstairs in the office, and our chaplains pray over them here. Send them on to Silent Unity, where they get 30 days of consecutive prayer. The prayer vigil up there in at least Summit, Missouri is amazing. 24 hours, lights are constantly on. There's always people praying over your prayer requests. And we all know how the power of prayer is tenfold when just two or more together. Now you're talking the unity community, all praying together. And so this power of prayer is exponentially beyond what we can conceive, our connections to Spirit through prayer. And so with a few more announcements, I've asked Laura Cass to come up and share just a few more announcements for us. So please give her a warm welcome.
Oh, I don't know why I feel so jazzed this morning. Can you hear me? Jazzed, jazz. Yeah, so I love that ooh, ooh, ooh thing. It's when I was driving in, or was it ha 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 ooh, 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 whatever. Anyway, it felt really good. I was listening to Irene Cara singing Flashdance when I drove up, so I'm like, really ready to go. I'm really digressing here for a minute, but I'm sure you allow me to do now you can hear me. I'm going to really digress here for just a minute, because I always drive on Olehi because, I live in Tucson. We have no water. So I drive there every chance I get to see the water. So this morning I'm looking, and I should be looking at the road, but I'm seeing the paddleboarders out there, and it just struck me so amusing, because about 4 years ago, before all this war, I was in Israel. And I saw people paddleboarding on the Sea of Galilee. That just seems wrong, doesn't it? And every once in a while I think about that, like, how do they let them do that? Well, I don't know. Doesn't that seem weird? Paddleboarding on the Sea of Galilee? Nobody does except me. Maybe somebody else does here, and you're not going to raise your hand, but that's okay. All right. That's all my blather this morning. But I have to share when I have something like that happen. So I am here to read the announcements. September 21st. Oh, my gosh. Well, let's start out with congratulating Kavai. Yay! He is our team member of the month. And we mahalo Kavai. I'm still not talking into this thing, am I? I'm used to being mic'd up is what it is. So, okay. So I'm going to have a permanent implant done so I can talk better. Thank you for your loving service to our spiritual center. And we are blessed to have you here at Unity of Kona. Kavai helps set up for fellowship. He brings food. He is receiving and is doing our AV this morning, filling in for Patrick. So give him a round of applause. So he has this amazing can-do attitude, a willingness to offer needed support, and he shares all of his time, love, and energy with all of us. You are such a bright and shining light, and I knew that the moment I saw you. Love your hugs. Thank you so much. Second item to remember is that some of our ohana are really in need of food items. Please bring food that doesn't require refrigeration, anything you've got in a box, something that's not 1 year past expiration date that you've been wondering what to do with, but just, bring something that's current. We've got a great box up here for Hawaii Food Basket. We are participating in the annual Thanksgiving Interfaith concert scheduled for Monday, November 24th. Anyone interested in joining the choir for this event, there is a sign-up sheet at the back of the sanctuary to add your name. We're going to have practice each Sunday before service at 9 a.m. You will be receiving updates on that. Monday nights, drop in ukulele, Donde. I really encourage you to do this. I went to it once and found out my fingers aren't long enough. But it's, maybe yours are, and maybe mine are a little bit, well, I'm not going to say it has anything to do with age, but maturity does something to your knuckles. But anyway, every Monday night at 6 o'clock, Donde is here to do that. Drumming circle, this upcoming Tuesday, Clyde is going to lead a drumming circle. Bring your own drum or just come and pat your belly, whatever it is that's going to make noise. It's all welcome. So we have a lot of things going on here, and we have a lot of meditations, guided meditations. And please feel free to just look at the sheet in the back of the room that has all of our wonderful events. You're just going to love them. One thing I do want to talk about, just a little bit off this subject, is prayer chaplain training. First of all, what I want to say is we are prayer chaplains. We are not chaplains. There is a difference. Chaplains are, like those guys you see in the military, or hospital chaplains, or people who are actually licensed to do things that are more therapeutic. We are prayer chaplains at Unity, and that is our job. We pray, period. We are a prayerful ministry, and we pray affirmatively with everyone as they're requesting it. I've been involved with the prayer chaplain program for 15 years, and the last 5 years of that, I've been leading a group of 18 prayer chaplains. And it is our job, and it is our sacred honor to walk with each person who is asking for affirmative prayer. Prayer is, as you know, the foundation of Unity. This is what we're all about. This is how we got started with Myrtle Fillmore praying and praying. And Charles Fillmore has said, if I can find the quote, prayer is the most highly accelerated mind action known. And that's true. And that's absolutely true, because as we do that, we spread that. And being a prayer chaplain is probably one of the most deeply felt ways that we can all come together and raise the spiritual consciousness of our congregation, because we do it. We do it with everyone who asks for that prayer. So I have a lot to say about it, and this isn't really, I don't have enough time to talk about it, but we will have a training that will consist of 2 half-days on Saturdays, dates yet to be determined. This is not the kind of volunteer position where you say, oh my God, I got to go over there for 1 hour every single week and do da-da-da-da-da. No, this is something where we learn affirmative prayer, and then this is done. This is done from your home. This is done whatever. So you just have to be heartfelt and love people and spread the word, because we all grow through that process. Everyone here can do this. I assure you, you can. So I look forward to talking with anyone after the service, and we can have more information, we can share, and it will help not only the people that you are sharing prayer with, but let me assure you that it will make a difference in your personal life, in how you live and how you feel. You will find that you have gone deeper than you have ever thought you were going to do before. It will be a change in your own life for the better. Thank you. Happy to talk. Now, I have to read the last part. Okay. As you know, it takes a village to run our spiritual center, and we appreciate everyone. Unity of Kona depends on the loving hands and hearts of each of us, and we're asking for your support. Please consider giving just 1 to 4 hours a month of your time. Right now, in addition to financial support, we need Sunday greeters, platform assistants, and AV assistants. There are sign-up sheets on the side table in the back of the sanctuary, or please see Cindy, hello Cindy, who is coordinating the volunteer lists. And if you would like to read the Sunday Daily Word, add your name to that sign-up sheet in the back. Refreshment sign-up sheet is upstairs to add your name to bring a cake for birthday Sundays and food for fellowship. What can I say about support? And it's just, every way we can do it, we all make a difference. Every single day, every single thing that we do, we make a difference. And every single one of you, I can see that within you. And it's like when I look at people and I say, look at each and every one of you, I see the face of love, in the face of God. So thank you for everything that you do. Absolutely. Love you all.
Thank you, Laura. We thank you for everything that you're doing for us also. And again, don't forget Ukulele Monday and Drumming Circle is Tuesday on the 23rd. So we got Clyde doing that drumming circle. So definitely bring a drum if you got one, or we'll have some here. There's a lot going on, and boy, we appreciate everybody, of course. And it's just a God blessing as we move forward into a thought maybe of some world peace. So I've asked Janelle to come up and share our daily word. So if you would like to, please come on up, Janelle.
Good morning, everyone. Oh, eat it. Okay. Seems like I couldn't have handpicked a better word for today. World peace. I bless the world with thoughts of peace. The word shalom is synonymous with the word peace, but it means more than an absence of war and conflict. Shalom, appearing so frequently in the Bible, is also used to affirm wholeness and well-being. True, lasting well-being requires the kind of peace known by living in alignment with God. Anchored in peace, people are less likely to be in conflict and more likely to appreciate that the beautiful planet Earth offers goodness and abundance for all. When I pray for a peaceful world, I pray shalom for myself and for each person of every land to have their needs met, to know lasting well-being for themselves and their families, to live in harmony, and to work toward our common good. And a harvest of righteousness is sown in peace for those who make peace. James 3:18.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I take that. Let's find that peace with surpasses all understanding. Malu, the peace under kapu. It's forbidden. Take my peace away. So what an honor it is. All right, now, my friends, relax and get comfortable in your seats as we all take a deep breath together. And as we breathe in this energy of light and love that's here in the sanctuary, find your feet planted on the floor and open up your mind and see this sanctuary. Visualize it as a beautiful heart. And as you feel the loving energy of those around you, feel it flowing in and through you. And as you see that loving energy flowing around every person here in the sanctuary, breathe it in deep and expand that awareness out to every person in this world, every being and everyone that you know. And if any events or circumstances in your life or anyone you know in need of prayer, let's take just a moment and visualize them in what we've just created, this most beautiful, loving heart. Feel it expanding to create this world peace we all desire. And as we come together to do our prayer for protection. For the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. And the presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. And wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Mahalo keakua, thank you, God. Amen. And now we've got some special music. Jaslyn's coming in again this month, and so she is a singer-songwriter, producer, and she is a lovely person. So we're going to let her take it over. All right. God bless you. Thank you.
How do I make this big?
Hello. Are we?
Sorry. Yeah, we're just trying to get you to be the main screen.
Oh, all good. Thank you. I mean, I can always
Do you have
sing.
your phone on?
Um, yeah. I wish I could see what's going on the other side, but thank you all for having me.
No. How come this is a good one? What's this one? Yeah. Oh. That's hers.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay, we need to get it.
great. Yay. I see the hand waves. Okay, great. Hi, everybody. Aloha. I have some originals that I wanted to share with you folks today. Wanted to start out with this song. I've been finding that having these moments like this just to recenter and breathe is so important. And so this song it's about giving yourself permission to give yourself that space to recenter, refocus, and to feel what you need to grow. So, all right, how's everything going?
We're good.
Okay, awesome. Here we go. I've been running every race there is to run, chasing every spotlight just to prove I'm someone. But the weight's getting heavy and the air is thin, so I'm trading for the pressure of the peace within. I'm giving myself breathe, but slowing it down, letting the world wait on me. Taking the time to feel that release, I'm giving myself permission to breathe, breathe. Took a while, but I'm learning to say so, 'cause I'm realizing now what I want the most. A minute to relax, watch the clouds go by, be on my way to a better life. I'm giving myself permission to breathe. I'm slowing it down, letting the world wait on me. Taking the time to feel that release, I'm giving myself permission to breathe, 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 breathe. I can't be everywhere for everyone. I'm making more space for what I love. I need permission to breathe, slowing it down, letting the world wait on me. Taking the time to feel that release, I'm giving myself permission to breathe, 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 breathe. I'm giving myself permission to breathe. Ooh, thank you so much. Aloha.
Aloha. Thank you.
Check back with you in a little bit. Thank you so much, Jaslyn. And she's over in Oahu, and she's got her Facebook, and she does music with Faith Rivera. She's really an amazing person as well as an amazing singer. So look her up. She's fun to be with. And as we move forward, it's time for our meditation and message. And we got Reverend Sophia Falke coming in again as our Minister of Records. Reverend Sophia has been instrumental in keeping the church alive here for quite a while now. So please welcome, my friends, our good friend and pastor, Reverend Sophia Falke. Aloha, Reverend.
Aloha. As you can see, I am back home. It's my back home background. The last time I spoke to you, it was from a nursing home of all places. I'm not old enough to be in a nursing home, but I'm delighted to see you, delighted to be home. And excited about our subject today. Let me start with a story. Years ago, back in the 70s, my mother decided to replace the amazing Plymouth Valiant Slant 6 sedan that my father had purchased years ago. And finally, those of you who are from the Northeast, you know that they used to put salt on the roads and it just corroded the car. So it was time. And my mother and I sat down, and this is before our Consumer Reports, before the internet, and we found all of the auto magazines, to see which ones would be the best. And the first place we went to was to Plymouth, because we knew the people there. And we thought, if we can get another Valiant, we're happy. Plymouth had stopped making them. And the salesman sent us off on a test drive. And we were gone for an hour because I had a route that we went on that tested everything from the car, how fast it could go up hills and how it could take curves, everything. So when we brought the car back in an hour, I said, it doesn't quite handle the way it should. It can't get up that Route 13 hill away from the lake. It just sputters up there. And he said, oh, well, you just have to break the car in. Yeah, I see people go, yeah, no. So we started looking at others, and I forget the last two we ended up with. One of them included Oldsmobile. And we took that for the same spin. I would do all of the hard driving. And then when we got to, and we had the salesman in the back seat because he didn't know us. So he wasn't going to let us go out with a brand new car. We were doing the roads. And when we got to a flat area, I would pull over and I would have my mother drive. So she could see, have the sense of what the car was like. Because we had done the investigation into which were the best cars, the best deals, etc. And then I would take the car back to the dealership. And the salesman was quite surprised. He said, I've never seen anybody take a car out for a test drive like that. And I'm thinking, who would buy a vehicle without checking it out to see what it's like to ride in the vehicle, what it smells like, what the sensation of the road through the tires and the chassis. And finally, it came down between two cars. And I said, okay, Ma, we've looked, we've done the thinking part. We've done the investigation. And we know these two cars are the best deal for you. We've test driven it and you've ridden in it. So your senses had an opportunity to, is it comfortable? Can you see easily? Does it have that wonderful new car smell, etc.? And we, had the feeling of, well, yeah, maybe this is the car. I said, but now that we've done all of this groundwork, what does your gut say? And she said, let's go with the Olds Cutlass Salon. And that's what we did. And what I love about this story, I was going to start with something else, and I thought, well, wait a minute. I love going back in memory lane and seeing how we had gone through these 4 functions of consciousness that Paul Hasselbeck talks about in the book Heart Centered Metaphysics. Because we went through the thinking, the intellectual process. What is the best option? And I'm wondering how many of you, that's the first place you go. You have to analyze and figure out what's the best option before you make a decision. And then we, did the sensing part, what it's like to drive the car and what emotions come up, the feeling part. And then, of course, the intuition. What does your gut say? And guys, not to be chauvinistic or whatever. I guess that's not the right word, but I remember a gentleman when he was talking about when he was younger, before he got married and had kids, he went in to buy a car. And he was more of the emotional sensing type of purchaser. So the first salesman that he came to gave him all the facts, did not resonate at all. He walked out of that dealership. Next one he walked into, and here he's this good-looking young buck, and the salesman takes one look at him and he says, "Oh, you want this car because when the ladies see you drive up in this car, they are just going to be wowed and want to be with you." So the salesman knew what sense to apply to, the agreement. And yeah, he signed on the bottom line. Bought that car, very happy. So do you ever think about, well, where do I come from? When I make a decision, do I analyze it and pick it apart, or do I go to the emotions or the senses, the 5 senses, or just what's the intuition tell me? And the thing is, we all use these approaches at different times and different combinations. And these are not random quirks of personality. They are spiritual tools. And when we learn to use them in harmony, we open the way for divine mind to express more fully through us. And then when we don't use them in harmony, it can feel like static on the radio, like the signal isn't quite clear. So today we're going to explore these 4 functions more deeply. And by the end, I affirm that you have some practical ways to bring them into balance in your own life. Let's start with the foundation. In the Gospel of John, it says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." In unity, we understand that the Word isn't just speech. It's the creative vibration, the divine energy through which spirit expresses into form. And that word becomes flesh, becomes lived experience through our consciousness. And the 4 functions of consciousness are the ways the word moves through us. When you're balanced, you're tuned in, and life seems to flow more easily. When one dominates, that radio station, the channel gets fuzzy. So let's look at them one by one. The first function is thinking. And when my mom and I she bought her car, that was the first place we went. And thinking gives us the ability to reason and analyze and direct our mental energy. Now, sometimes we're told, get out of your heads. But in unity, the mind isn't the enemy, it's the gift. The problem isn't thinking, It's unconscious thinking. Directed conscious thought is one of your greatest spiritual powers. Conscious spirit-based thinking makes you a free agent. It is your creative center. You establish your consciousness through the thinking faculty. You build your world. Think about a big decision in your life, perhaps a new job opportunity, a financial step, or a health choice. Thinking allows you to weigh the options. And spiritually, it also asks, what thought am I holding about myself? Am I affirming my worth, my wholeness, my connection to spirit? Or am I being caught up in thoughts of lack and limitation? Paul reminds us in Romans, be transformed by the renewal of your minds. And I love that particular quotation because it is a constant reminder that we can reform our thinking constantly. It's our choice. So here's a practice. When a negative thought comes, it's like, I'll never get ahead. Nobody's going to want to listen to me. I have no power. Don't let it take root. Use denials and affirmations to guide your thoughts so they align with divine mind. Deny the power of error thoughts. Not that you have the thought. I mean, it's there. So don't try to suppress it and say, well, I don't want this, so I'm just going to make it go away by ignoring it. No, acknowledge it and deny its power over you and affirm the truth. For example, when you're having a restrictive thought, stop and say, that thought is not the truth of me. I am guided by and prospered by spirit. Okay, that thought is not the truth of me. I am guided and prospered by spirit. So think about it. Is there something going on in your life right now that is that you have created a limiting thought about that you've held on to this week? Now silently replace it with a truth statement. So just say to yourself, that thought is not the truth of me. I am guided and prospered by spirit. That's using thinking as a spiritual tool. Now, the second function is feeling. Charles Fillmore said, feeling is the motor that moves thought. And Reverend Hasselbeck, in his heart-centered metaphysics book, said, feeling is the function of consciousness by which thoughts are empowered and made personal. Feelings reflect our thoughts, and they are the avenues by which we express the energy generated by these thoughts. So what does that mean? Think of thought as the blueprint. It sketches the design, the idea, but a blueprint by itself doesn't build a house. It just sits there. It's like when my mother and I were investigating the Motor Trend magazines and so on. That was like drawing a blueprint. And it would have gone nowhere if we hadn't had the feeling, the emotion to move forward. And so in a blueprint, feeling is what gives it power. It's the energy that fuels it into form, gets you to take action. Without feeling, a thought is just an abstract idea. with feeling, it becomes personal. It has weight, vibration, and energy that radiates through your whole being. That's why Hasselbeck says feelings reflect your thoughts. They show you what kind of blueprint you're working from. If your thoughts are fear based, your feelings will echo with anxiety. If your thoughts are aligned with truth, your feelings will carry peace, joy, and strength. Feelings are also how the energy of thought gets expressed outward. When you think a thought long enough, it creates a feeling. That feeling moves through your words, your actions, your body language. It's what others pick up on. So in Unity, we don't say, ignore your feelings. We say, notice them. They are barometers. They tell you which kind of thoughts you've been entertaining. And then if those feelings aren't aligned with spirit, you have the power to go back and change the thought. And as you do, the feelings shift too. Proverbs says, as a man thinketh, let's use it modern English. As a man thinks in his heart, so he is. Not in his head, in his heart. That's where thought and feeling join forces. You can affirm, I am whole 100 times, but it's when you actually feel whole, when you let that feeling vibrate in your heart, that's when the healing begins. Here's a caution, though. Feelings can shift quickly. If you let them run the show, you may end up riding a roller coaster of moods. However, when balanced with your thinking faculty, feelings fuel the creative process in a healthy way. Let's practice. Place your hand over your heart. Place your hand over your heart. Can you hear me? Okay, good. Everything froze for a moment. And join me in saying, I am loved. Okay? I am loved. Okay. But just don't say it. Put a little joy in there and raise your vibration. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. Do you see the difference? Then I am loved. Okay, yeah, fine. But to really bring your feelings into it. Let your heart catch up to the words. That's the power of feeling. Now, the third function is sensing. And this includes our physical senses of sight, hearing, touch, taste, and smell. Now, we didn't use all of them when my mother purchased the car because I don't think cars taste like anything that you'd want to try, but the other senses work there. You know, did we hear the road noise? Did it feel good to touch the steering wheel and the fabric in the car? Could we see clearly? And was it attractive to our sight, this car? And we use the five senses to have outer knowing and enjoy the beauty and energy of manifestation. The caution is to be aware if your five senses become the only source of information about what is real in the world. When you focus on the outer, the five senses will not serve their highest purpose in your life. When you find yourself going down this path, it's time to pause and recenter on source. Use your words to dissolve attachment to the outer desire. Release any power you've given to outer appearances and sense impressions. Instead, affirm your inner spiritual faculty through which your senses are lifted and aligned with the enduring source of God. And our fourth function is intuition. Intuition is that quiet knowing, the still, small voice. It doesn't argue. It doesn't give you a 10-point list. It just knows. You know, Ma, what does your gut tell you about purchasing the car? Jesus said, when the Spirit of truth comes, he will guide you into all truth. I mean, have you ever felt a nudge to call someone only to find out when you do that they really needed you? Or a sudden sense not to take a road and later discover that there had been an accident? I mean, that's intuition. That's letting your gut guide you. And here's the thing, intuition whispers. It doesn't shout. To hear it, we need silence. We need trust. It may not always make sense logically, but it carries a steady, loving quality that's unmistakable. So every morning, how about trying this? Ask the question, Spirit, what is mine to know today? That's all. Spirit, what is mine to know today? Then listen. Don't force. And the first word, image, or sense that comes, write it down. And if nothing comes right away, just keep repeating that question. What, Spirit, what is mine to know today? And you'll become more and more aware of how Spirit wants to direct you and guide you. And often it's the only guidance you need. Now we've got the 4 functions: thinking, feeling, sensing, and intuiting. And each one matters, but none is complete on its own. Together, they're like instruments in an orchestra. Thinking plays the melody of discernment. Feeling adds harmony and passion. Sensing provides rhythm and grounding. And intuition is the conductor, keeping everything aligned. When one dominates, the music feels off. I was at a concert one time and somehow discordance entered right at the beginning. And I've never seen this before, but the conductor just stopped it. He said, okay, this is not acceptable. And they started fresh. They started from the beginning. And that time they had the harmony. They were in alignment with each other. And it was beautiful. So when all 4 of these functions play together, your life becomes a beautiful expression of spirit. So the next time you face a decision, try a 4-fold check-in. What do I think about this? How do I feel about it? What am I sensing in the world around me? And what is my intuition saying? That practice alone can bring your consciousness into balance. So this week, of course, homework. As you go forward every morning, ask yourself, Spirit, what do I want? What do you want me to know right now? When you start feeling disharmonious, step back, breathe, and ask Spirit, okay, where is it that I need to find balance? Where am I off kilter? And when something comes up for you, then notice that you are having that disruption. And remember that truly the base for all of your prosperity, your wholeness, your joy is going back to the practice of love. No matter what it is, go back to love and find the joy that comes with greeting the world with a loving heart. So let's take a few moments now and go into meditation so we can balance these 4 functions. And as always, I invite you to close your eyes, take a slow, deep breath in, and gently release it. Breathing in the light and the love that is God, the healing energy, the harmony, the joy. And allow it to flow through your thoughts, your emotions, your body. And release any dis-ease in your thoughts or your body. Breathing in again and exhale. Allow your body to relax into this moment. Now let's bring awareness to the 4 functions of consciousness. Notice your thoughts as they pass by, like clouds in the sky. Choose one thought of truth to hold gently. Perhaps, I am whole. I am loved. I am guided. Let that thought settle in your mind like a seed planted in fertile soil. Now feeling. Move your intention to your heart. Notice how this thought feels. Let the feeling of love or peace or joy expand in your chest, filling your whole body with warmth. Now become aware of your senses in this very moment. Feel the chair supporting you. Hear the sounds of the room. Notice the air against your skin. Through your senses, know that you are fully present here and now in God's creation. And finally, intuiting. Turn inward toward that still, small voice. without effort, without strain, simply ask, Spirit, what would you have me know right now? Be open to the first whisper, image, or sense that arises. Trust it. Now breathe deeply once more and allow all four functions, thinking, feeling, sensing, and intuiting, to harmonize in you. You are balanced, whole, and centered in divine mind. Silently affirm with me, I live from my wholeness. I am guided, grounded, and inspired in every moment. And today's daily word was about world peace. And take the love and the harmony and the peace that you are feeling in your heart right now and radiate it out to bless everyone within these sanctuary walls and going beyond our beautiful Kona and Hawaii community and beyond all natural and man-made barriers to bless this world. Where there is darkness, as always, shine your light. Where there's despair, radiate your love. And know that you are transforming the world through your peace. One thought, one word, and one action at a time. Take one more deep breath. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Aloha, my friends. I will see you next month. Aloha.
Reverend Sophia, thank you so much for all you're doing for us. We really appreciate you. And well, with that, holding all these attachments and thoughts and prayers in our hearts as we move forward, a little smarter, a little wiser, utilizing these four functions of consciousness. So we go into our offertory prayer, and now's the time in the service where our tithes and offerings and help to support this ministry. There are many ways in which you can make your donations, in which we are all abundantly grateful. QR codes coming up for PayPal, and our ushers are moving forward. And so please take your gifts in your hand at this time as we do our offertory prayer together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am abundantly prosperous in every way. And as our ushers move through the congregation, we're going to ask Jaslyn, come on back, my sister girl, and give us a little more of your heart love.
All right. What a great message. Something that we all need to hear. And couldn't ask for a perfect song to align with today's service. This is a song I wrote about shining your light, radiating your energy, and all coming from within and looking into ourselves to shine that light to others. Here we go. It's called Turn It Golden. Ooh, ooh. Oh, wait, hold on. Here we go. I think now, here's the better sound. There we go. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. a bright side. Just depends how we look at it. Just gotta choose the right lens. If we shift our focus, we'll begin to notice good finds us again and again. Turn it golden, hit the lights, splash the colors across the sky. Make the moment come alive. Turn it golden, turn it golden, turn it golden. Set the tone, start the music, run the show. Yeah, it's all in our control. Turn it golden, turn it golden. Ooh, 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 ooh. There's an energy we're bringing when we level up our thinking. The ordinary becomes something new. Might sound ambitious, but we have it in us to find magic in everything we do. Turn it golden, feel the light, splash the colors across the sky. Make the moment come alive. Turn it golden, turn it golden, turn it golden. Set the tone, start the music, run the show. Yeah, it's all in our control. Turn it golden, turn it golden. Ooh, ooh. Turn it golden, turn it golden. Ooh, ooh. Turn it golden, turn it golden. Hello, everyone. Have a happy Sunday. Aloha. See you again soon.
Aloha to you. Looks like we'll keep it golden, my dear. God bless you all.
Thank you.
All righty. As our ushers moving forward, it's time to bless these gifts and offerings. So let's do this together. Through Spirit, we know that as we give, so shall we receive. We dedicate and consecrate these gifts to do your will and your work in this center, in our lives, and in our community. And so it is. Thank you, ushers. And as we move into a little bit what's happening here at the church, next Sunday, guest speaker, Sasha Knowles. Sasha, she's a regular here, and she does this topic. This next Sunday will be the power of the words. Our words carry creative power born from the union of thought and feeling. When we align with them with the Spirit, they become the instruments of love, truth, and transformation. So discover how your words, fueled by thoughts and feelings, can shape your world. That's next Sunday right here at the Unity of Kona. And in closing, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here today. And if you tell your friends and family about the Facebook event, we also broadcast live. So we're on Twitch and Twitter, and YouTube and Kona Facebook, Kona Unity of Kona's Facebook page. And so absolutely stay in touch. Tell your friends and family. And now let's make a circle right behind the cameras. A little smaller circle today, but it's a circle of love. And it's amazing. We'll do our closing songs. Let there be peace on earth and aloha oi. You're gonna have to come together right now. All right, here we go. to this next week. Let's keep these thoughts and prayers and for everybody that's involved in the better world and world peace. Until then, we'll do Aloha Oi.
Aloha, oi, aloha, oi, eke ona no ikalipo. One fond embrace, ahoy-ya-ya, until we meet again.
Ahui ho and aloha. Thank you, everybody.